Today I want to show you guys what is my favorite Chimps strategy. Now I've used this strategy probably, oh let me just place the dark monkeys. I accidentally I pressed start, so hopefully this is fine. Yeah, there we go. So this is probably the strategy that I've used in the most of my black borders. I feel like I have over 50 black borders, and out of all of those, maybe this strategy is probably on par. I think it's a little bit, I've used this strategy a little bit more than probably the permaspike one, because the permaspike at the time was a super broken tower. That's everything that we've used, but I've also used this one a lot, and I wanted to show you guys how basically this whole thing works on an advanced map. I didn't want to do it on a beginner map, but just to show you that if you're dealing with, let me just play the ninja, if you're dealing with a map that has only one track, or even a map that has like two tracks but they intersect like this one, you can absolutely still do it. So the strategy is basically doing an avatar of rat with Obin and then a ninja, and we're probably even going to use the sun avatar just for old time's sake, because that's what we used to do back in the day, and it's still something that works. So let me just, am I keeping the ninja? You know what I want to try and do? I want to try and get Obin first, and then we might look into some upgrades for the ninja. So let's see if we can hold off for this round. We can probably get Obin, and then this whole thing is gonna come together, because this is basically, yeah, there we go, we got Obin. So let me place him. Where do I want to place Obin? Maybe maybe like here. Yeah, let's just have Obin here, so that he can still buff our druids, but the ninja is in range as well. But I didn't want to have it like here towards the left side. So basically this whole strategy gets tied together because we are using magic monkeys and especially druids. So what Obin does is, well, first off, you guys can see it right here on the left side, all druids in range get +1 pierce. Now that's important, but this buff, let me just show you guys what happens to level 11. On level 11, all magic monkeys get +5 range and +2 pierce, and the druids get an additional +1 pierce. And you guys can imagine what happens with all those druids, especially the avatar of rat. This is an amazing strategy for people that are struggling to beat Chimps mode, and honestly, it's not even if you're struggling to beat Chimps mode, it's like this thing works. It just straight up works, and it has worked for a long time, and it's probably gonna keep working just because of, well, I don't think Ninja Q is patching all of this, because this is an actual strategy. This is an actual concept of the way the game is supposed to be played, when you tie together a bunch of things that buff each other, that work well with each other, and when everything makes sense, it just beats Chimps mode, and that's exactly what we're doing today. So let me explain how this whole thing works. Well, first off, we're doing the ninja. So the ninja is, you guys know what the ninja is. The ninja is one of the best towers in BTD6, especially for the early game, and when you alch buff with it, it just go bananas, and that's why we're using the ninja for the early game. It's probably gonna be the ninja and the alchemist actually for, oh, let me just, wait, I use the brambles but I have the ninja. It's like this reflex that I have for these camel balloons that I want to use the brambles. So let me just get the alchemist. I want to have the alchemist here so that he doesn't buff Obin. Let's have him on strong, and let's probably do it like this actually. And right here I'm going to have the well, I'm gonna have the, I guess, the main druid, like the one that's gonna become the avatar rat. So hopefully when I get a village, hopefully this guy doesn't reach Obin, but it's fine if he does. We're just gonna get another one. So it's actually a choice that you have to make. Do you want to get the berserker brew or the Bloons TD? I usually go for the Bloons TD just because I'm kind of done with this tower now. That's how I think about them. So you don't have to upgrade this thing anymore, and we're gonna have round 36, so that might be like, if you can get the berserker brew and the Bloons TD before round 36, you're golden. I think we're gonna make it. So as soon as this round ends, I think we're gonna have the money even before it ends, and this is going to clean up the entirety of the pink rush, right? So before round 40, we have to, well, actually, you know what we used to do? I'm actually gonna do it. So what we used to do is, because the brambles carry over from one round to the next, what we used to do is we used to use the brambles around 39 and then use it again on round 40 just to secure the well, that's actually mostly on one track maps, but I feel like if we can get lucky and if we can somehow get a good bramble spot, we can absolutely do that. So do I want to get the stronger stimulant? I think I will actually. Let me just get it, and let's get ready. So the way that you do it is, when round 39 starts, you use the brambles, and then you hope that they're in a good spot, and they're in an amazing spot below the ninja. And as you guys can see, the brambles are off cooldown just as round 39 is ending. So that's a trick that we used to do, and that is, oh, look at that placement, that's amazing. So now this basically guarantees the round. It's not like we weren't gonna do it with the ninja, it's just a guarantee that's 100% gonna happen and you're gonna win the round. So one of the things that we used to do, and now I'm thinking, well, because I wanted to do the sun avatar, so I'm thinking, am I getting the super like right here, because this is supposed to be the spot for the druid, but we might get the druid here, like next to the super. So let's actually do that, and we want to get the super monkey, because the super is, and basically the sun avatar is, I'm pretty sure, unchanged from what it used to be back in the day. Like maybe some small, but just like the smallest things that they made absolutely no significant impact to what this tower is and what it does. And the Sun Avatar, especially the 302 Sun Avatar, is just amazing by itself. So this is basically these 4 guys, Obin, the Ninja, it's gonna be the Sun Avatar and this Alchemist. Those were the guys. That was the gang that we used to do. Actually, you know what's different? The Plasma Blast used to be more expensive. This thing used to be, I think, like 5.4k if I'm not mistaken, or something like that, but they reduced the price. So for round 49, I'm gonna get the Plasma Blast just to kind of secure this round. This thing doesn't have a lot of pierce now, and I remember what the changes were. I think they removed a little bit of pierce from the Plasma Blast, and I'm gonna get a village right here just to kind of secure these next few rounds, especially the 50. So the next thing that we're going for, I'm not gonna be buying this thing, by the way, the Grow Blocker and the Radar Scanner, at least not yet. We're gonna get it for the Druids later on, but not yet. So these 2 guys, the Ninja and the Super Monkey, are absolutely going to secure the next few rounds. I mean, they're amazing, especially when they're buffed by an Alchemist and when Obin is nearby. Now, if you're struggling with some rounds, you can also probably use the Wall of Trees, which we can now actually target. So let me just target it here, and let's use the ability. And again, we're doing this just in case. So if you're struggling, you should keep using the abilities, you should keep using the brambles, but in general, we don't actually need it. But I'm just gonna keep using it just for all time's sake. So it's round 60, we got the Sun Avatar on round 59, and something else that we used to do is, and this is actually very much recommended that you guys do, is to actually get a discount village. So instead of just straight up going for something like a 200, which is going to become a 230, you should be getting a discount village. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forgot to do it, especially because these upgrades are super expensive. We're going to be getting a bunch of druids in range, and that is just going to save us so much money that getting the village is actually going to be super worth it. But it doesn't actually matter because this Sun Avatar is super strong, and it's actually carrying around 63 by itself. So did Obin get? Yeah, he is. So Obin got level 11, which means that the super is even that much stronger, getting the range, getting the pierce, and this Sun Avatar, especially with the Alchemist, is just popping off. So the Sun Avatar is basically going to keep the game in place for us until we have enough money to get the Avatar of Rat, and I'm gonna see you guys in a second. So we're getting into round 81, and this is where free play starts. Now this is where things might get a little tricky. Even though the Sun Avatar is super strong by itself, you might have it happen on a couple of maps that you basically are not doing that well, and the Sun Avatar might start leaking like it actually is right now. And the thing is that this is where you would have to probably hold on for a little bit longer by timing Obin's abilities, or actually if the map is not basically underground, you're probably going to be fine. So make sure to be using the abilities, and you know what, even get some support or some utility towers, like maybe the Relentless Glue. We're actually going to be buying that ourselves. But this is very close, so here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to use the Brambles because they're a little bit stronger now. I'm going to use the Wall of Trees for one last time, and we're just going to be able to get the money right now for the Avatar Rat. So there it goes. Now this thing, even though we got, this is a pretty weak tower actually, unless it has its other Power Plus. And while this is happening, I'm really sad that I didn't get a discount village. You guys should definitely be doing that, and you're probably going to get the Avatar Rat a lot earlier actually if you had a discount village. So we're going to be buying a bunch of Power Plus around this guy, so wherever possible. And I'm also going to get one more Alchemist because this guy seems to be buffing 3 towers. He's a little bit overworked, and as I start placing these druids around it, it's going to probably, well, we're probably going to get at least one more druid in its range. So the reason why this thing also works is because the druid not only gives all of these things to magic monkeys, all of these buffs like range and pierce, but it actually buffs all of the druid bats individually. So for example, I think it has like extra range for the millipede druids. It makes the storm stronger for the top bat, but for the bottom bat it improves, and it's actually a level 18 upgrade, and it's called Improved Rat, which makes all Druid of Rat pops start each round at 200. Now what does this mean? So basically, the Druid of Rat, let me just click it for you guys. The Druid of Rat is an upgrade which makes the Druid gain attack speed during the round as long as it is attacking balloons. So as long as this thing is attacking, it's going to keep attacking even faster and even faster until it, well, I think it actually has a cooldown, and the cooldown is like 2 seconds, I think, of downtime, at which point the attack speed is going to reset. But if you don't hit the, and actually don't quote me on the 2 second, but I feel like it was around that time. It's a very short interval, but as long as the druid is attacking, it's gonna keep attacking even faster. And the Improved Rat means that all Druid of Rat pops are going to start each round at 200, so it's going to count as if this thing has popped 200 balloons, which is, well, amazing. So let's get the MIB now, and this is a very important upgrade because our druids cannot see DDTs. They cannot, well, they can see them, but they cannot target them, they cannot hit them. So this is a very important upgrade, and actually make sure to save up money for this one before round 90. You could probably actually deal with the first wave of your DDTs with the Sun Avatar, but I just want to be ready for it. And now this guy has 3 stacks currently from the Pop Plus, so let's make that 5 because that's what we're looking for. to give it a max buff, and as you guys can see, these druids are becoming stronger and stronger. And I'm actually going to get one more alchemist, which I'm gonna have right here before getting the last pop lust. And these druids, even though it looks like it's kind of close, it's really not. I mean, this druid is just super strong. It looks like it's close because of the way the map works, because everything kind of converges into the middle from both sides, but it's actually not even close. So we're at 4 pop lust for this guy, and I'm actually going to get, well, first off, I want to get this thing, which is going to be a Sabo Ninja. Now this is around 95, and because it's around 95, you kind of want to start thinking about dealing with these DDTs, and actually that one pop lust isn't going to make that much of a difference. So it's more important to just be ready for the DDTs. So there go the DDTs, there goes the Sabo ability, and this is basically all you need. I mean, we can use I'm actually going to use the Wall of Trees ability, because why not? Just keep spamming them, it's fine. And there we go. So one more pop lust needed for this guy, and I'm actually kind of regretting the placement of this alchemist. Maybe I should have had him more towards the right side. So let's see if I place a pop lust and it reaches over here. I really hope it does. No, it doesn't. No, I actually haven't bought the pop lust. It doesn't reach. I'm actually going to... No, I'm really sad about this one. If I give it the village though, is it gonna reach now? Yes, it is. It's 5. Okay, that's amazing. So a couple more things left to do. These guys are basically doing, well, a lot of damage at this point, and the way that the avatar rat works and why it's so strong is because the more balloons there are on screen, the more damage it does. And it's actually a lot of damage, which makes it basically a super strong tower on the hardest runs in the game. So for example, runs on 96, 98, that is when this tower is the strongest. So it's gonna need a little bit of help, and you guys should probably be giving it a little bit of help. So what we're gonna do now is I'm probably going to be getting something like maybe a relentless glue, just because that tower is super strong nowadays. So let's buy the relentless glue, and let's slow down these guys a little bit more, and it's just even the smallest amount of help just does wonders for this tower. Now we are going to be able to deal with the bad bloom, but if you guys are lacking bad bloom damage, something that you can do is you can do this. You can just get a spike storm ability. Make sure to buy the spike storm ability before around 100 bad appears, so that the ability is off cooldown, and sometimes even get the white hot spikes because of the DDTs inside. So as the bad is approaching, I mean, we're doing a lot of damage. I haven't even used the ability, but I'm just going to use it because we bought it. And that is basically it. I mean, these druids are insanely strong. Let's just go review map and see how many pops this guy has. So it's 1 million pops. The Sun Avatar is here for the mid game, helping out with the Ninja and Obin as well. So that's the majority of where our pops went. And that's basically the strategy of these 4 towers. And then everyone is getting buffed from Obin, from the Alchemists, and it's just a nice little way to tie everything up. So this is my favorite strategy in BTD6. I've probably used this one the most to black border, the most amount of maps out of everything. I hope you guys are going to be using this strategy as well and just getting your black borders, because this works on, like, I'm pretty sure like over 90% of the maps. So that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one.